I'm super excited about this topic in particular. What we do at Rogue is we really try to make unique, differentiated brands and really try to slay the trend monster as we've coined it. So, have you heard this story before? All of a sudden, something new, incredible comes out into the market, and then people rush in to copy it. It happens in any industry. All of a sudden, people jump on the bandwagon, they're rushing in, and then the market gets entirely flooded. Whole industries start to look homogenized and entirely the same. This is the trend monster as we've coined it. It's the little voice inside your head that tells you to copy the idea you saw, adding to the inevitable sea of sameness. This happens in UX, branding, happens with product design. All of a sudden, there's Uber, there's Lyft, there's a million other small knockoff kind of brands based on that idea. So in 2019, I started Rogue Studio to be counterpoint to this idea of the trend monster. As Alex said, we're crafting brands and experiences that are refreshingly human, culturally informed, and aesthetically relevant. We're a small team all spread around the world, entirely remote, from Cape Cod to Tokyo. And here's a little bit of what we do. So that's a little bit of what we do. Oh, man, thanks for the clap. You're incredible, Jerry. What a guy. He's the guy to know. So how do we slay the trend monster? The trend monster's power lies in its ability to deceive us into thinking that by following the crowd, we are making the right choice for our art, our business, our brands, or our clients. So in order to slay the monster, like any monster in any game, we have to find its weak points first. We have to understand how to kill it. As humans, we evolved to notice what is different. We can see it in ideas. We can see it in people. That's why we fall in love. But that's also how we can notice the difference between a puppy and a bear. And I'm assuming that you guys can understand which is going to rip your face off and which is going to snuggle you. So if we're programmed as humans to notice what is different or that's beautiful, then why does the trend monster even exist? And it's a simple 4-letter word, fear. And it's a fear of missing out, fear of being out of fashion, out of style, falling behind, the fear of letting down shareholders, or simply the fear of being irrelevant. So if our fear is to be irrelevant, then how do we be relevant? There's a few things that we need. So we need to know why the hell we're doing what we're doing. What is our mission? What is our North Star that's guiding us? We have to understand who our audience is. If we have our mission ready to go and we don't understand our customer or our audience, we're going to fail. So we have to understand who our audience is in order to best serve them. We have to understand culture, where it's going, where it's been, and where it could possibly be in the future, and stay in tune with culture and try to be on the top of it so that we're making the right choices for our clients, our brands, and business. And then ultimately, we have to understand who our competition is. We have to know what they're doing well, what we're doing well, and how we can improve. This gives us our roadmap of what we need to do and what we need to avoid, specifically avoid. Because if we know what we're doing right, we just need to improve. So step 2 of the process in how to slay the trend monster is getting the right gear and equipment. We need to suit up and find our weapons of choice so that we can go in for the kill later. And our favorite weapon of choice is craft at Rogue. We really stress this because there was a point in time where craft and putting out beautiful products was the fundamental baseline for business in general. But we know that's not true today. Due to industrialization, quick, cheap, trendy products come onto the market and inevitably end up in the landfill. And this is true from physical to digital. So from physical to digital, craft allows a company to command a higher price point. If something is crafted and made by hand, it's fundamentally more valuable than something that's churned out for 10 cents and sold for $10. Here's an example from my hometown in Taunton, Massachusetts, Wormwood Gaming. They make handmade, custom D&D gaming tables, which is a cool niche to be in, but they're modular in a sense where they can transform from a kitchen table into a D&D table. And they sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. They always sell out on Kickstarter in advance of even making their products. So a cool brand, and if you are a D&D fan, one to follow. This is Red Wing Boots. They were founded in 1905, and they're continually GQ's favorite boot brand. They're a little bit expensive, but they have a policy where if the soles wear out, you can ship the product back to them, and they'll resole it and give it back to you. Their mission is that you can pass these boots down for generations. So craft is fundamentally built into their mission and part of the brand, and they continue to be successful as a result of that craft. This is the first Technicolor cartoon from Walt Disney, and this is Silly Symphony. Disney is obviously known for their craft and their quality, and they have been since their founding, but they had the foresight to jump into Technicolor in 1932 when they had that opportunity. They must have had the funds to be able to do that as well, but they took that leap knowing that it would be a success. So our second weapon is a little bit of magic, creating magical moments for our audience in our user experience, in our designs, in the products that we're building. And really what this is sweating the small stuff. It's paying attention to the little tiny minute details that people overlook and don't see as valuable, but inertly have a ton of value attached to them. So my personal favorite is animation and bringing things to life with a lot of personality. This is a product that we built, Brews and Grooves, and it pairs up beers with albums to be a synergistic pairing. So it was just content that we made and a website that we made just for the hell of it, just for fun. And the whole purpose is to reinforce this idea of creating magic moments, is to get people to talk and to enhance their experience. So you can translate tone of voice and personality all through simple animations or micro interactions, or guide someone's user experience to click on the thing or to take a specific action. Another way to do this is copywriting. You can easily tell a story or tone by the way that you speak, by the way that you translate ideas, or you can talk very fast and you can translate an entirely different tone all through that, just through language, written or spoken, all to share a vibe with the audience. So you can share this vibe through color, through tone, features of a design, or you can do it through product language. So this is an email from CD Baby talking about how they use sterilized gloves to take their CD from the shelves, put it onto a satin pillow, and ship it to you. And this has been shared all across the internet and has gained a lot of traction as just a simple bit of language and marketing for them. But it's a tactic we can use with our business, with our clients, to have something be more shareable and funny. This is a product we recently launched for Lens, and we kind of took all of this approach into one kind of package. They're an editorial brand focused on the creator economy. So our idea was to mix classic editorial with classic digital nostalgia to fundamentally give something different that people in the creator economy could connect to. Right now they're doing really well, and it's a brand that we're very proud of. Also, putting together hype videos is a way that you can share and translate ideas and be different. So the little details all together add up to become memorable and meaningful. That's why we do them. They compound on top of each other because our competition, in most cases, won't be taking the same diligence and care. So it's something that can be a leveling up factor for your brand, your clients, or your business. Our third weapon of choice at Rogue is personality and uniqueness. We're always looking to differentiate our clients within a market. And when you put together craft, plus you're sweating the small stuff, plus you add a unique take and or perspective on top of that, that is the true secret sauce. And so now I'm going to take you through a couple of examples just of personal heroes of mine like David Bowie, Matty Matheson, Janelle Monáe, and how they're extremely different in the industry. But first, let's start with a quote from Peter Thiel, the entrepreneur. His take is that competition is for losers. Monopoly is the condition of every successful business. And I think this is really hyper aggressive in its take. I would rephrase it to this: emulating your competition and ignoring your uniqueness is for losers. Differentiation is the condition of every successful business. I don't think it's possible for every business to command a monopoly, even if they're striving for that. But every business has a unique perspective and can carve out their own unique, differentiated market. When you can't be the first or the only in an industry, strive to be the most unique, the most differentiated in some unique way. Every business truly does have a unique perspective and something that differentiates them and a mission that can drive them forward that's unique. But the trend monster will try and make you feel inferior. It will try to make you feel like you're not special and you don't have something to bring to the table. But we know that that's not true. And it's our job as creatives and as leaders to make sure that we aren't caught up in the trend monster's trap. Uniqueness, besides just being essential, is also valuable. We crave it in our musicians, our artists, our brands. We praise them for it. It's why we go to concerts. It's why we show up to hear people talk. Maybe not me, but the more differentiated you are, the more that you stand out and the more money that you can make because you're commanding a space for that fundamental idea. This is the Beastie Boys. They started as a punk rock band in the 80s, but as if you know anything about 80s and punk rock music, there was a lot of bands in New York doing the same thing. But it was also where hip hop was getting its commercial kind of push into the market. So they pivoted to become a hip hop band, which was different for three Jewish white boys coming out of Manhattan and Brooklyn. But ultimately, they fused the music with rock and roll and elements of punk and created a genre that people still love and listen to today. And they're still fundamentally different in the genre than any band coming out of the 80s at that time. So what we're striving to do is carve out our own unique niche in a crowded market. And if it isn't as crowded, it will get crowded as time moves on. So focusing on your essential qualities is important. This is Liquid Death. I don't know if there's any market that's as flooded as the water business, but they came in 2017 and took the market by storm. They're one of the top selling water brands in the world, and they have a $700 million eval right now. And all they did was make cool water. That's the mission that they set out to do. They brought in elements of metal. They brought in a ton of elements of humor and collabs with other celebrities and brands in order to make it translatable through culture and connect to an audience. So emphasize your most unique points. They'll attract your true tribe to you. This is Matty Matheson. He's a YouTube chef, and he's completely counterpoint to the Rachel Ray's and the Food Network vibe. He swears he's like always ripping off his clothing and showing his ridiculous tattoos. And he has dozens of companies that are all successful. He has a show on FX. And most of the time, people are watching his content for him and his goofy sense of humor, more so than the recipes that he's cooking. He's often saying that he's a horrible chef and he doesn't know why anyone is even watching. And so my perspective is that you have to own your weird and people will love you for it. In all areas of our lives, we're pushed to do things the normal way, but we don't have to do it the conventional way. We can have our own unique take, focusing on intention and craft and pushing our work forward. So the last essential step, now that we have the weak points figured out, we have our weapons, is to go in for the kill. We have to slay the boss, the final challenge, putting it all together, assembling our incredible team, or tackling it ourselves. And we kill the trend monster when we decide to focus on the needs of the client and the brand beyond anything else. We have to play the long game. You will have less competition, make fewer impulsive decisions driven by short-term incentives when we focus on building something great. And when we build something great, people will flock to us and want to be a part of it. Trends are ultimately ethereal. They die. They're a piece of a moment in time, but good ideas that are built with craft, that connect to culture, that have personality, that are built with either individual purpose or team purpose. When we add all of this together with strategy, that's where we can truly make great ideas that last. What we're doing is trying to achieve synergy with our ideas. And good ideas come from the mixing and the blending of all sorts of different ideas from varying sources, all filtered through us or our small teams. When we bring unique ideas and perspectives to the table, unique ideas and perspectives from all different cultures and kind of combine them together, and we channel that into our individual or team work. And the thing is, I know this is hard because I go on the internet, I see cool brands, I get a pit in my stomach when I find that someone's doing something that's better than me, but it drives me to create ideas that are unique for my clients and that are as good as possible, because I know I'm doing it for them. I'm not just doing it for awards. I'm not doing it for the praise. I'm doing it for an intentional purpose. And the thing is, we have to go this extra mile because our brands, companies, organizations deserve it. They deserve the best, and so do you. And so just to recap everything that we've gone over, because I've been talking for a while, is that we have to find the weak points. We have to understand our audience and know who they are, know what they love and dislove. Look at culture as a guide so that we're staying on top of things from the perspective of the way that the world is going, understanding our competition, and then fundamentally looking for a way to be different. And then choosing the right weapons that work for you. They may be different than the ones that I'm bringing to the table, but I think that we all need to work with craft. We need to sweat the small stuff, and we need to bring a unique perspective and personality to the work. And then going for the kill, the ultimate kill, playing the long game so that our work lasts for more than a month or 2 months, that this is something that can be noticed and loved 10 years, 20 years down the road, and thinking about ideas as pieces of all different walks of life fused together, from different areas of life fused together to create something new. And I want to leave you with this quote from Bruce McLaren, the founder of McLaren Racing and Cars. To do something well is so worthwhile that to die trying to do it better cannot be foolhardy. It would be a waste of life to do nothing with one's ability. For I feel that life is measured in achievement, not in years alone. So I hope that resonates with you as it does me, that our work as creatives is not in vain, that we push and accelerate culture, and that we can do something that is memorable and is built on achievement and not just years alone. Thank you so much for listening. I'm really excited to share all of these crazy ideas that I have in my head, and hopefully they resonate with you.